Well, there are dozens of questions that you should have answered before you decide to get married. We just talked about the dresses, but after that, there's lots to do. Most of them have to do with things like children, religion, and favorite activities.
But if you're getting close to a wedding date, you may need a refresher on some of them. Vernita Griffith from the Family Resource Center is here with her top 3 questions a couple should come to an agreement on before marriage. It's so nice to talk with you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So how do you as a couple handle conflict? That's number 1.
Yeah, that is number 1. First of all, you want to find out, do you retreat? Do you answer questions directly? The number 1 bad behavior is stonewalling, which means shutting down and not talking at all.
Oh, stonewalling. So that's like if you get into an argument or something and you just kind of don't say anything.
And then you walk away and don't handle the issue.
So what's the alternative?
Well, to make a date and a time, be specific to go back and address the issue.
Oh,
and keep that appointment.
Make it a
conflict resolution.
Can you imagine making an appointment? Would you make an appointment? You would do it? Oh, okay.
I've done it.
I'm like, I can't see that happening.
It'll be 14 years of marriage in a few weeks. I've done it.
You have to. You absolutely have to.
To make the appointment?
Sometimes.
Okay. How will the couple talk about finances? You say handling finances is part 2.
Oh, absolutely. Figure out who's the best at handling finances and then let that person handle it, but always be involved. The both of you always be involved in making decisions. The other thing is decide on how much is your limit before you have to ask if you should spend that amount of money. So it could be $50 or $100, but you should come to an agreement on that.
Oh. Okay, so should you have separate bank accounts and stuff like that too? I always wondered about that stuff.
That's a decision that each couple should make for themselves, whatever works for that couple.
Yeah, because finance is big. I always feel like you worry about who's going to pay what, the bills.
Absolutely.
But whatever it is, you need to be on the same page.
Absolutely.
Be in agreement. Okay, number 3, how will you as a couple communicate?
Well, that's important because people communicate differently. So when you've been married a long time, you get to know your husband or your wife's grunts, maybe, that means something.
Right.
But in the beginning, you don't know that. So you really want to be clear, and so shared meaning is important because a lot means 50 to some or 100 to somebody else. So you need to have shared meaning. So how will you communicate that? Will you talk face-to-face? Does somebody communicate better by email? So you want to make sure that you communicate and you understand each other's signals and your voice.
Oh my gosh, imagine email. Because I feel like that's where we are today in this day and age. Our communication is text messaging.
Texting, emailing.
What are your thoughts on that?
You lose a lot in texting and emailing, so face-to-face is always the best.
Always the best.
Always the best.
Nobody does that anymore. Y'all need to get it together. Put your phones down. Okay.
Tell us about the Black Marriage Day event coming up this weekend.
It's Saturday. It's going to be at the Brownstone on the Hilton on Hillsborough. We have Melissa Wade, who's going to give us some inspiration.
I love her. She's from The Light, the radio station.
From The Light. Yep, she's going to give us some inspiration, a few minutes. And then we have Sean Alexander, who's going to be the DJ, but we also have some live entertainment. We're going to dance and have a really good time, have some food, lots of stuff going on.
You're celebrating 2 couples.
We're honoring 2 couples who are our couple of the year. One couple married less than 15 years, and another couple married more, and we're going to honor them and see their story.
I'm not married yet, but I feel like I learned a lot of things. I need to take better notes. Handling the conflict, work on the communication, put the cell phone down, finances, work it out. Okay, maybe a separate bank account. We'll talk about that.
Maybe.
And then I got to come to the event so I can get more details from you. So you can sit down with me. I was like, I've got all these notes. Biggest advice for me if I get married? What do you think? Which one is the biggest? You think the finances?
All of it's big.
All of it's big.
All of it's big. All of it's big. Love is a decision.
Love is a decision. All right, take note on that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, the Black Marriage Day event is this Saturday, 6:30 at the DoubleTree by Hilton. Get details at the website on your screen.